Now we will start with the characteristics of chromatogram. Now what are these characteristics? There are 6 characteristics of chromatogram. First is we will study what is the chromatogram, how we obtain this chromatogram. Then we will study the retention time. Then next factor is the dead time. Then mole fraction. Fifth factor is the retention factor, and sixth is the separation factor. This retention time is given by TR, dead time is given by TM, mole fraction is given by Rx, retention factor is given by small k, and separation factor is given by alpha. Now we will derive the equation for all these components. Okay. Now firstly we will see what is the chromatogram. Now this chromatogram is obtained from the detector. Detector is placed at the last part of the chromatographic equipment after the column. This detector gives the graphical response. From the column, separated component will pass in the detector. Now this detector gives the graphical response to the recorder. That graphical response is called as chromatogram. Okay, this graphical response is detector response versus time. We obtain the plot like this. We get a well separated band from the detector, so we can say that there is the good resolution in this chromatogram. Now this number of the peaks represents number of the component present in the mixture. Now from this height of the peaks we can identify which components are present in the mixture. Now this height is calculated by drawing the line from the center of the peak towards the width of the peak. This width of the peak can be calculated by drawing the line on the tangent. Then we draw the dotted line. Here is the width of the peak, and this is the height of the first peak. So we can say that H1, and if we draw the line here at the center, then this is the height of the second peak, H2. Okay. Now at this point we get retention time of first component, and here retention time of second component. Okay. This is the width of the peak. Now from this height of the peak and this width of the peak we can calculate area of the peak. This is the chromatogram, which is the detector response versus the time. Okay, what is this chromatogram? This is the time required from injection of the sample to the elution of the last component, till the last component is eluted from the mixture. From what? From injection of the sample to the last component eluted from the sample mixture. That time, in that time we get this chromatogram. Now what is the retention time? Retention time is the time required from injection of the sample to the elution of the component. Now this is the TR1, means elution time required from injection of the sample to the elution of the first component is the retention time of first component, and the time between the sample injection and elution of the second component is the TR2, that is the retention time of the second component. From this retention time we can identify which components are present in the mixture. Now what is this dead time? This dead time means it is denoted by TM. TM means mobile phase. The time required for elution of the mobile phase is called as a dead time. Okay, it is denoted by TM. This is the dead time. This peak is the dead time. This peak is the TM. Okay, from this peak dead time can be calculated. Okay, now we will see what is this mole fraction. See after. We will see first about the dead time. Now this velocity of mobile phase is given by equation L upon Tm. Okay, where L is the length of the column. And mu is the velocity of mobile phase. Now this is for mobile phase. We can also calculate the velocity of the sample. It is given by the V. V is equal to L upon TR. From this retention time, we can calculate the velocity of the sample, and from this TM dead time, we can calculate the velocity of mobile phase. Now here L is the length of the column and V is the velocity of the sample. You have to remember these two equations we are using in next equation. U is equal to L upon Tm. These are first two equations. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, which are related to the velocity of mobile phase and velocity of sample. Now we will study the next characteristic, that is the mole fraction. It is given by X. Okay. Now the distribution of the component in stationary phase and mobile phase, it depends upon the KD value. KD means what? Distribution coefficient. Okay. Now if this KD value is high, then what happen? Then compound spends more time in the stationary phase and less time in the mobile phase. There will be the opposite case. If KD value is low, then components spend less time in stationary phase and more time in mobile phase. This is given by the equation of mole fraction, which is given by Rx is equal to CmVm upon CmVm plus CsVs. Now what is this Cm? What is this Rx? Rx is the mole fraction. Then Cm is the concentration of compound in mobile phase. Okay. Vm is the volume of mobile phase. Now Cs is the concentration of compound in stationary phase, and Vs is the volume of stationary phase. This is what? Mole fraction. Means there are different quantity of component in stationary phase and mobile phase. It depends upon the Kd value. If Kd value is high, the compound will spend more time in stationary phase and less time in the mobile phase. Now this equation can be related to V and the U. V is equal to U into fraction of the time that compound spend in mobile phase. Now this fraction of the time compound spend in mobile phase, it is given by moles of the compound in mobile phase divided by the total number of moles of compound in column. Now we are relating this mole fraction equation with V and the U as V is equal to U into, we are taking U along with fraction of the time compound spent in mobile phase, because U is the velocity of mobile phase. Okay. Now U is equal U into this fraction of time of compound spent in mobile phase. This is what? This is moles of the compound in mobile phase divided by total number of moles of compound in the column. Means this is the Rx term. Okay. So we can put this term as U into, what is this? CMVM V is equal to upon CMVM plus CS Vs. Okay. Now from this it is clear that if Rx value is 0, from this equation it is clear that if Rx value is 0, then what happen? Then component will not move in the stationary phase. The stationary phase will be immobile, therefore there will be no retention of the component. And if the Rx value is 1, then what happen? The illusion of the mobile phase and the solute will be same. Therefore there also there no distribution. Therefore Rx should be value between 0 and 1. The Rx should have the value between 0 and 1, so that the separation of the component will takes place, the distribution will takes place. If Rx is 0, the component will get strongly adsorbed over the stationary phase, that's why no separation will takes place. And if Rx is 1, then the mobile phase and the component will travel at the same rate. Therefore all the components and the mobile phase, they are eluted at the same time. Then also there will be no separation. And if therefore Rx value should be between 0 and 1. Okay. Now so look at this equation. V is equal to U into CMVM upon this quantity. Now we will convert this equation. Okay, this is our velocity of the sample. Okay, velocity of sample is the velocity of mobile phase into the mole fraction, means velocity of mobile phase into the distribution of the component in stationary phase and mobile phase. Now we divide this equation by CMVM. Whole equation will be divided by CMVM because in both the parts CMVM is there. Okay, CMVM plus CSVS divided by CMVM. What happened? V is equal to U into 1 upon 1 plus CS Vs upon Cm Vm. Now what is this quantity Cs upon Cm? We have seen the Kd means distribution coefficient. Distribution coefficient Kd is equal to concentration of compound in stationary phase upon concentration in mobile phase. Okay, therefore we can write this quantity as Kd. This equation will become V is equal to U into 1 upon 1 plus Kd into Vs upon Vm. Okay, so this equation gives the relation between flow rate and distribution coefficient of the sample. This equation gives relation between flow rate, this is the flow rate, and distribution coefficient of the sample. Now we can see the capacity factor. Now we can calculate the capacity factor from this equation. This capacity factor is given by small k and capacity factor is Kd, here is capital D, Kd into Vs upon Vm. This is what? Capacity factor. We can put this value in this equation. V is equal to U into 1 upon 1 plus K. Okay. This is what? We are putting K. K is what? Capacity factor. Okay. Now the ratio of this volume of the mobile phase to the stationary phase, this Vm upon Vs is given by the quantity beta, which is the phase ratio. Okay, so we can put this value in this equation. We can get V is equal to U into 1 upon 1 plus Kd upon beta. As in our equation, here is Vs upon Vm. See here, Vs upon Vm. But beta is, phase ratio is what? Vm upon Vs. That's why we are taking beta at the lower side. Okay. Now from the equation 6 and 7, this Kd upon beta is equal to K. This is what? Retention factor. Small k is the retention factor. Now these are the numbers I have given for the equation. The first number is given to the velocity of the mobile phase, then velocity of the solvent, then all these equations are numbered. Then we will see further equations. Now in this equation 6, in this equation 6, we will put the values of this v and u from these two equations. Okay, these are the velocity of the mobile phase and velocity of the solution. We will put this value in this 6th equation. We get the equation like this: L upon Tr is equal to L upon Tm into 1 upon 1 plus K. Now we will rearrange this equation. By rearranging this equation, we get Tm upon Tr. What is this Tm? Tm is the dead time and Tr is the retention time. It is equal to 1 upon 1 plus K. Now this K is equal to Tr upon Tm minus 1. Okay, then K is equal to, we are taking Tm at lower side, then Tr minus Tm upon Tm. Now we get a corrected retention time from this data, which is given by Tr minus Tm. This is what the corrected retention time, which is obtained by subtracting the dead time from the retention time. This dead time and retention time we are obtaining on the chromatogram. Therefore, by directly studying the chromatogram, we can calculate this retention time as well as this retention factor can be calculated from the chromatogram. Now this K is what? Retention factor, which is the characteristic of the chromatogram. Now this value of the K must be in between 1 to 5. If this value of K is less than 1, then what happen? Then the solution will flow at the fast rate and retention time will be very low. That's why separation will not occur. All the components come with the mobile phase and there will be no separation. Now this value of the K retention factor should be in between 1 to 5. Now if this value of the K is less than 1, then what happens? The flow rate will be higher. That's why the separation will not take place, because all the components will be there with the mobile phase. Therefore separation will not take place at the K value less than 1. If the K value is greater than 5, if we consider this K value is 20, then what happens? The flow rate will be very low. Therefore the retention time is very high. Therefore it is very difficult to obtain the chromatogram and the separation require the very large time. Therefore K value should be in between 1 to 5. This is all about the value of the K. Now we will see the last characteristic, that is the selectivity. That is the 6 characteristics. Selectivity or the separation factor. This separation factor is given by alpha. Okay. Now this alpha depends upon the distribution coefficient. Now we are taking two samples A and B. The distribution coefficient of these two samples is KDB and KDA. Now the separation takes place on the basis of the distribution coefficient in this chromatography. Okay. Now this alpha will be given by KDB upon KDA. Here B component is more retained than the A component. Okay. Now this we are using this equation for this distribution coefficient, then we can obtain that it is KB upon KA, which is related to the retention factor. This separation factor is related to the retention factor as KB upon KA. What is this K? K gives the corrected retention time. Now we can put this value. This KB means retention factor. We can put the value of corrected retention time. Therefore TR dash B upon TR dash A. So that from this equation the separation factor and retention factor, this retention factor, they can use for the resolution of the chromatogram. Okay, this is about the separation factor. This is the retention factor. These all are characteristics of the chromatogram. Which are that characteristics? First we have seen the retention time, date time, then mole fraction, then these separation factor. Okay, these are all characteristics of the chromatogram.